Good evening, Noswatha, hello, Croizo, welcome back. Here we are once again on Superheroes and Puzzles, or Superhero and Puzzles, I think it's technically is. We are having a look at basically some tips for starting off. So let's start off with the bits I've gleaned. Most of these are from other games, but so in terms of prioritization, in terms of building things, your priorities want to be getting your headquarters up to level 20 as quickly as you can, because basically that will then let you build your key buildings up to level 20 as well. Your key buildings, if you're a free player, this is your key buildings, will be your training camp where you want to train 5-star heroes, and your forge where you want to be able to build the extra powerful weapons you'll need to get some of the materials that you need in order to level up your heroes, the ones you have. So that's really important. So as you can see, I've got a builder just about to stop. Very important. I've got two builders because I've got the VIP pass going. So keep them both busy. Neither builder should be still for very long. And obviously, you need to sleep and eat and everything. But it's worth logging in. In the early days, you can build a lot of the buildings. It's like a minute, so you can level up buildings fairly quickly. Buildings to focus on, your iron storage and your food storage are going to be important. For example, I have a hero, which one was it? Griffin. I can't level Griffin up because I can't store enough food to level him up to ascend him to the next level. So he's staying where he is for now. It's up to you which heroes you focus on. I've basically just gone with one of each and gone with the best, or what appears on paper to be the best. I could be completely wrong. I haven't really had a chance to get into the details of the heroes as yet. So you can see there I've set my second builder off, so my builders are both busy because that's what you want. Looking around the rest of my base, it's all kind of just ticking over. There's no obvious major problems. I would focus on build your headquarters, getting that up to level 20. Don't worry about leveling up all your buildings. Some of them you need less than others. Houses, yeah, you want to be able to store a reasonable number of recruits, but they're not too crucial in the early stages. Iron storage I've mentioned, food storage I've mentioned, farms and foundries, get them leveled up. Obviously, they bring in your food and iron, which you get to a point in the game where you're like, oh, you nearly never run out of food and iron. In the early days, you're constantly running out of it, so getting plenty of it going is quite important. Watchtower is worth upgrading as well, and has the advantage that it requires food to upgrade rather than metal. So often you've got more food than metal, though sometimes it's the other way around. Also should mention that the foundries are food, not metal. So those are the buildings that are easiest to level if you're short of metal. Yep, so those are the sort of tips for the base. In terms of your heroes, as I say, I've just got a selection. I just started leveling up the first few. You're better off fully leveling up a hero than partially leveling up two heroes or so on and so forth. So you can see my Aurora she's on her second ascension. So she is 313. So the power does vary. Obviously, they've all got superhero boards, just like me. If you could see, actually, to be fair, I was trying to decide which hero I thought looked most like me. It's none of the ones I've got. Let's put it that way. I decided in the end to go for, and the one of my avatar is this guy. I've got a chin and a nose, and you can't see the rest of his face, which was about as close as I could get to my own appearance. So basically, unless you're spending a lot of money, you're going to be getting who you get. I have saved some. Remember to do your pulls. I have not been doing that very well. Skip boing, jing bong. It's worth, especially in the early days. You're going to want these. I'm going to be honest. I do find this whole sequence. This is a little bit annoying. Just go away. Shoo. But anyway, there we are. So tactical war, you'll get odd bits of equipment, just worth keeping them going. Let's just finish that off. Now, the one I did save for this video was the Epic Hero Summon. So I've been sort of storing them up for a while. So I'm going to do some big summonings here. So just, Roderick is my 4-star there. 2 Rodericks, Naira, Thalor. I don't know. So I wouldn't worry too much. In the early stages, if you get 5-star, the chances are you aren't going to be able to fully level them up anyway. Another Griffin. I'm only ever going to want one Griffin, so he will almost certainly get fed to my other Griffin. He is a counter-attacker, and you don't ever really need loads of them, in my experience. Oh, and I've got a Draven, my first 5-star. Draven, yeah, see, now that's exactly like my chest and stomach look. So he's obviously some kind of scientist and whatever else have you. And I've got quite a lot of duplicates, which is handy in some ways because I can get rid of some of them because I do have a lot of duplicates. I've got one, may as well finish off the last two. Skip on. This is why I don't like doing them one at a time because you have to skip this every time. Okay, there we are. So that's my that's a bit of summoning there. Still got one left. Never mind. I'm not going to use gems as yet. I'm kind of saving gems until I work out what's really important. I do want to try and get some bits of kit. The kit, apparently you can like upgrade it at a later stage. I am not there yet. So I'm just sort of summoning whatever I get with my summons, but I cannot level up my kit. So that's where we are. But you will see that I've equipped the good kit when I go into my team. I have equipped 3 and 4-star kit just to help me out. Aurora now, which will remind me of your skills, Aurora. Deals damage to all enemies, 105 damage to all, 5% damage to all enemies. So she's not, I mean, that's not amazing. Where is my 5-star Draven? I'll lock him just because I don't want to accidentally get rid of him. Deal damage to all enemies, 235. So that's the difference between a 3-star and a 5-star. Obviously, a lot more damage to everyone. Useful skill in its way. May level him up next. Aurora. If I was leveling Aurora, have I got any other spare? I've always got a lot of Alistairs. Who are you? Doesn't seem a very heroic name to me for some reason, Alistair. All allies are going to soul linked increase. Oh, yeah, so that's your shared damage. Yeah, which is quite handy in some ways. It's not a particularly useful skill in terms of speed and events. And I tend to think in terms of events where mainly the attack is going to be the most important thing. So I've got a few heroes to go through there, but I'll probably eat some of them, and others will get to carry on living for a little while longer. But we shall see where that takes me. As I say, that's sort of a few tips on heroes. Then last sort of big tip in the early days is when you are starting off, you'll see that my experience bar is nearly full. I need 240, which is basically one level. So try and level up in style. You'll see that I've used my raids. I've got one raid left to use, which I saved for the purposes of this video. I've done my War Machine hits, which another top tip, of course, is join an alliance. Join an alliance as early as you can and get involved. To join an alliance, I will also mention you have to have done Road to Growth. So remember to click on these missions that are down here. That took me not like massive amount of time, but it did delay me about an hour or two because I was like, oh, okay, complete Road to Growth. And basically all I had to do was craft one battle item, which took me a minute, but there we are. Never mind. So as I say, it was a mistake on my part, but not one to emulate, one to copy. I'll just use my last raid. Now, in terms of raids, at this stage of the game, raids are going to bring in lots of food and iron. You can't lose food and iron by attacking. You can by re-rolling. So I would generally say just take on whoever the computer puts you up against, or whoever you're set against, and see how it goes. If you don't win, it doesn't really matter. Some people will revenge you anyway, but you're just trying to get food and iron out of it. The more food and iron, which is, as I say, the early stages of the game, is a far, far more important resource than they sort of feel like later on in the game. I mean, they're still important, but you're just never short of them. Whereas at this stage, it's sort of really about trying to get impact, as much impact as possible. So this one, I've beaten this guy who was stronger than me, which is nice, but, so just lucky boards there, not too bad boards at all. And there we go. So that is that one. And then I can see now, I don't think I've got any loot tokens left. You can, if you've got loot tokens and you're about to level up, you can use them to sort of squeeze the most out of your leveling up in terms of experience and levels you're going to do. I may have to replay on a lower one. I don't know if I'll actually beat this one. This is about as far as I've got, but let's give it a go and see where it takes me. It might be a step too far kind of thing. So I can kill those guys. Can kill this guy's nearly gone. Bit of damage here, bit of damage there, bit of damage everywhere. It's 3 waves. I might win this. My heroes, as I say, they're not particularly powerful at all. So, like if you're looking for tips for how to get big scores or anything like that, this is not the place at the moment because I'm still very much developing my skills, my hero set. I'm not bothering with battle items particularly at the moment. Again, they're one of those things that I will at some point subsequently invest time and effort into, but not now. This guy, there we are, just about scraped a win there, and that'll level me up. So this happens. So there we are, I've got my gear. I click next, and suddenly it will tell me, or should tell me, level up, level 14, congratulations. So you'll see that because I've done all of that, I can then go, obviously I've got enough to keep going on missions. Not only that, I can do the raids again for a Food 9, and of course I can hit the Invader, also for, well, whatever I get out of hitting the Invaders. Awesome. Look at that, that's really fast. I've reached level 14, Pale Horse. Congrats, Ben, he was right on it. Well done, Pale Horse. Let me say something else. Nice kills, Nikki. Oh, okay, I'm not going for... Yeah, Nikki, obviously a strong player in our alliance, has done quite a bit of a hit. And then last tip for today, when you're hitting the... what do you call it? It's War Machine or Avatar... what do you call it? Monster, whatever it's called. I'm going to have to check whatever it is. When you're hitting it, you'll see the weak point does appear. It moves around. If you can hit the weak point, I mean, later on it's less important because you've got more health, etc., etc. But I would recommend in the early days you can get a few more hits in and max out your score. Thing is I know my hits overall are going to be rather feeble, because they're just going to be rather feeble. My heroes lack the strength to do much in the way of damage at all. So the machine thing, Invader, is it in this one? Whatever, Titan basically. Is going to do a fair... Oh, yeah, it is Invader. There we go. Is going to do quite a chunk of damage. So target that weak points. Let's just see if we can show you again on one more, and then we'll end the video there. Remember, like, share, comment, and subscribe, and all that stuff. We're always worth pointing out that these invaders, if you actually don't attack them, they don't do anything. They just sit there. You know, they're not... You kind of get that impression that maybe we're the bad guys. But that's maybe that's just me. So like I say, if you can hit the weak point, it's often just, see, I've just managed to stun it there, or stun it again. I know my tiles are doing next to no damage. There's nothing I can really do about that at the minute. I do not have the heroes to really increase the damage. I could colour stack, but then I'd be taking heroes that are completely unleveled, and they would almost certainly die in the first few seconds. So there we are. Anyway, so there we go. Hopefully there were some useful tips. This is very much just general tips for starting out on the game. I hope they are helpful if you are a new player to this genre. And it just remains for me now to say goodbye. Thank you. Please, hang on, I've got my order wrong. Please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe. And it just remains for me to say goodbye, and may death come swiftly to your enemies. Bye.